Hello, I would like to share some tips on situational writing and I'll be showing you this example. The picture shows two boys tripping a smaller boy in the school garden before running away. A girl sees this and comes to help the boy. Study the pictures carefully. Task: Imagine you're Gwen. Write a letter to the discipline master, Mr. Gomez, to report the bullying incident you had witnessed. Key information: the identify of the bullies and the victim, the details of the incident you witnessed, what Josh said, in what way was Josh affected, what Mr. Gomez should do. Please take note that for situational writings, the marks will be divided into two parts: task fulfillment and language and organization. For task fulfillment, you must identify the six tasks, which are the identify the bullies, victim, details of the incident, what Josh said, what way was Josh affected, and what Mr. Gomez should do. Do take note that marks will be deducted for every error. Always use salutation at the start of your letter or email. Use uppercase for the addressee. For formal writing, you can use these examples such as dear sir or madam, dear principal or dear manager, dear Mr. Gomez, dear residents of block 7-8. For informal writing, you can put the dear Sally, dear grandmother, or dear Uncle Kumar. In our case, we're going to use dear Mr. Gomez. Greeting. This is a very important. Use a greeting only when you're writing an informal letter. Thus, don't use it when you're writing a formal letter. Some greetings could be how are you or how have you been. We have to avoid this since we are writing a formal letter. Self introduction. We have to introduce who we are at the start. Perhaps it could be my name is Adam Lee, or we are a group of primary 6 students, or as head prefect, or in our case, I am Gwen from class 6A. Okay, so here is the task. It is to write a letter to the discipline master, Mr. Gomez, to report the bullying incident you had witnessed. For situational writings, we mostly use the acronyms PAC. Let us zoom into what the P is. P is for purpose. What is the reason for the email? It is to write a letter to the discipline master, Mr. Gomez, to report the bullying incident you had witnessed. What's A? Audience. Who is the recipient? Mr. Gomez, the discipline master of the school. What is the writer's identity? Gwen, who witnessed the incident. Is this a formal or informal email? This is a formal email since this recipient is one of authority. And what is C? C is for content. Identify the bullies and the victim. They are Matthew and Bala, and the victim is Josh. Details of the incident. As Gwen was walking past the school garden, she noticed Matthew and Bala harassing Josh. They had deliberately tripped him, causing him to scrape his knee on the ground. Then they proceeded to run off. This is some details. What did Josh say? In the pictures, Josh mentioned that Matthew and Bala had been frequently teasing and calling him names. And in what way was Josh affected? He said that although he loved school, he is now apprehensive about getting up every morning. And and the writer wants Mr. Gomez to take necessary action against Matthew and Bala. And Josh and the narrator would like to come and talk to Mr. Gomez about the matter as soon as possible. For situational writing, end it off with a smooth one. So, in our case, the purpose is to report the bullying incident to Mr. Gomez, the discipline master, about what you had witnessed in the school garden. An ending could be, I hope you will take necessary action against the two bullies and reprimand them for their bullying acts and treat their schoolmates with friendliness. These are some other examples, such as I would appreciate if you could consider my request, reply to my email. Looking forward to your reply. Hope the information provided in this email will assist you in our investigations. Hope you'll consider my recommendation to introduce basketball as the new CCA in school. For informal writing, you can end off with these below examples, like hope to hear from you soon, look forward to your reply, or hope you get well soon. Okay, so to end off situational writing, we have to sign off. And in our case, you have to use yours sincerely or yours faithfully for we are writing a formal writing. In the case that we are using an informal writing, you can use regards or best regards. Here are some examples, situational writings that you can practice using the methods that I used. A formal one to and a report to the manager of the CD shop. This one is also a formal letter and a report to the principal about this accident that happened. This is a informal letter and it's about what this narrator wants his friend to do in the weekends and his plans. This is a formal letter and you have to write an email to ask a teacher for her help. This is a informal letter to write a letter to your pen pal to tell him about your upcoming cultural exchange program. Thank you for listening to me. Please share, like, and subscribe.